angels willing to hold us in their arms. When our worth was stone, our ashes, and we both passed on. Let forever mean forever and carry on.
Good afternoon. Sorry I'm a little late on getting screen switched, and wow, what a hell of a way to start a show after a hell of a hectic day. I'm sure you can't hear it, but we currently have tornado sirens going off in the background. We do have a storm headed our way. Looks to be a pretty serious storm. I'm not seeing tornadic activity. They will also sound those alarms for a really, really bad thunderstorm. So, yeah, I'm looking at indicated 1¼ inch hail that is headed directly for our location. Now, a lot of times when you have hail that large, things do get pretty sticky. So, anyway, we should be good. I think I will lose this one particular screen, my main screen, if the power would go out. However, the internet will stay up, the computer will stay up, my other two screens will stay up. So, we'll still be here. Just bear with us. I just may have to talk to you for a little bit until my screen comes back so I can actually do stuff. So, anyway, wow, where to start? I'm telling you, it's been a hectic day in a good, awesome way. I've got an amazing announcement to make. To me, it's just I'm ecstatic. I'm giddy like a little kid, right? Awesome stuff. Let me go ahead and run through our typical stuff real quick, and then we'll get to that. And I do have a subject as well that I want to talk about today. So we got a jam-packed monologue today. So wow. Okay, so let's run through my normal spiel, right? Amazon Associates, we are our affiliate. We are at 3442. That's quite a bit of a jump from yesterday. I am showing that it looks like 4 more items need to ship yet, so that number will rise from what I'm looking at. Wow, thank you. That is awesome. I appreciate it very much. For those that may not know, we are an Amazon affiliate. In the link of the description, or in the description of the videos, or something like that, there's a link down there for our Amazon affiliate. If you shop on Amazon, you click that link, it'll take you to Amazon. When you make your purchase, it will credit us with that sale, and it doesn't cost you anything more, but it throws us a little bit our way for you using our link, and it's much appreciated. And it just adds up. The more and more things that people purchase through that Amazon affiliate link, it adds up. I mean, this month we're getting like $41.41, I think it is, which should be coming up in like 3-4 days. We should get that. And let's see, next month though we're going to be getting like $88. It's like awesome. So it is highly appreciated. Thank you very much for doing that. So also, if you don't shop the beast that is known as Amazon, and I understand that, if you want to help out, we do have a donate button on our website, and you just go to thewatchmannews.com, you click donate, and it will open up our PayPal donation page. Now, it will say Transforming Disabilities at the top. I always point that out because obviously it doesn't say the Watchman News, although it will say Purpose the Watchman News donation, so that way you know you're in the right place. So never required, always very much appreciated. And I want to once again thank Tony out there for yesterday's awesome contribution, and we're going to be talking more about that in just a moment. Let me go ahead and get that window closed and the affiliate window closed, and let's see. Let me tell you about the announcement first. I am so excited about this. So as you know, I have been in contact with different authors for quite some time. I've been doing decal work for Angry American for quite some time now. And we're now going to be doing decal work for an author that goes by DJ Cooper. She has a website called Written Apocalypse, and so we're going to be doing some decal work for her. And she also she's the one that owns Written Apocalypse, and they've got a blog talk network, a podcast network. And she had asked me if I would like to have a show. So I've got a show. It's awesome. So it'll be on Sunday nights, and now it will directly conflict with Prepper Nurse One's Sunday shows. So I will not be able to be a moderator over there and partake at Prepper Nurse One on Sunday nights because I'm going to be doing this podcast. So I'm just absolutely excited about this. The name of the podcast, we had kind of hashed out some of the stuff today. I believe I'm going to be starting this Sunday, as quick as this Sunday. The name of the podcast is going to be Dirt Cheap Preppers, okay? And get this. This is the slogan. I was just walking around doing stuff, getting stuff done earlier today, and this just popped in my head. So the slogan for Dirt Cheap Preppers is going to be where the meek inherit the earth through prepping. I thought that was absolutely incredible. So anyway, that is I just can't wait. I really, really can't wait. So again, thank you very much, DJ, for the opportunity, and I promise to do my absolute best not to let you down. So now here's what we're going to do. Let me tell you a little bit about what my intention is on this podcast. As I had said, the name of it is Dirt Cheap Preppers, and so what the idea is going to be is that I'm going to try to use that platform to assist people in their prepping/survival journey and being able to do so as economically as possible. And you guys know I already kind of do that here. That's one of our missions here. So it's kind of just going to be an offshoot of that. But, over there, that's all it's going to be on the podcast. It's not going to include the news or, all the other stuff that we do here. It's just primarily going to be focused on that. And it's also going to be, we're going to talk about, not only prepping economically, but we're going to talk about disabled preppers, senior preppers, stuff like that. We're going to do as much as we can to try to help the preppers as we absolutely possibly can. And I'm just absolutely excited about it. So Blog Talk is a really big platform. This group of authors that belong to Written Apocalypse are absolutely awesome authors, and I believe that there's going to be a whole lot of viewers over there. So, or I should say listeners. It is a podcast. It's not a video stream like we do here. But I think it's going to go over well. And again, I'm going to do my absolute best not to let her down. I just can't wait. This is going to be absolutely awesome. So again, it's going to be Dirt Cheap Preppers, and it's going to be on Blog Talk Radio, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Sunday nights. So, and to my knowledge, they're 1 hour slots. So I can't wait. And of course, I'll be giving you guys more details as they unfold. So I've still got to learn, how to use their platform and all that good stuff. So anyway, that is my incredible announcement. So let me real quick take a peek. Well, I'll take you guys with me. How's that sound? I always use this interactive radar here, and I'm actually going to go in on the metro area, just like that, and zoom in. Of course, you guys know, I'm big on OPSEC. You can't know that I live in Highland. So anyway, I'm going to click Intense Rotation to look for Intense Rotation. I see none of that. Regular Rotation, there's a little bit, not much, a little bit. And Not really. I see a little bit what could turn into a impossible hook echo, but nothing to be real concerned with at this time. It does look like that hail has calmed down, as you can see. Right as it's right through here, it says 1 1/4, but that has calmed down. So that's the storm that we're looking at, getting ready to hit us. It's not even quite raining yet, but it'll be here quick enough. So I wanted to just take a quick look at that before we went any further, because, that whole common sense thing. So anyway, you have another sip of coffee here. So, again, I wanted to thank Tony for helping out. We were able to kind of, work ways around to be able to go ahead and add money to her contribution and be able to get the first aid kit that we have been wanting. I have been wanting this thing for probably a couple of years or so. We've been looking at this thing, and just haven't, we've had the money, but we've gone other areas with prepping, areas that I'm much more familiar with, and it eats at me all the time that literally our first aid kit is like, what, maybe 4 inches tall and 6 inches wide or something, a couple inches thick. There's, it's just got some Band-Aids in it, some gauze pads. We put some medical tape in it, a little tube of Neosporin. That's it. That's the medical, the little first aid kit that we have. I mean, we essentially don't have anything. And so that is something that's been weighing on my mind for a very long time. Believe it or not, last night, after I placed this order, I had the most enormous weight lifted off my shoulders. I really did. I mean, it shocked me how much more relieved I felt knowing that at least now we've got a good base for a medical system. And, again, this is a base, but it's a really good base to start with. And, it comes with, I think, roughly about 320 items inside of it. And there's a picture of the items there. I know it's not very big, and I can't blow that up any, unfortunately. But it's got quite a few different things in it. There are a few things that, important items that are not in it. And like the chest seals, it doesn't have any chest seals in it. It doesn't have the, I can't remember the name of the needle that Bear Independent talks about that comes in his blowout kits. So I need one of those needles, well, more than one, obviously, but, again, the chest seals, just various little things. But, having a good base to start with and a good bag to put stuff in is a big part of that. So we now have that on its way. I think it's supposed to be here Friday. So I can't wait. I really can't wait to see it and check it out. Of course, as soon as I can get to it, I will review it when I can. I had full intentions on shooting 1, maybe 2 review videos today, and then the podcast thing came up. We were in, communication, DJ and myself on that, and so that took time, and then just everything else. So I didn't get the review videos done yet today. I've got a ton of them coming to you. But hopefully maybe I can start getting some kicked out. I'm going to hope for tomorrow. Maybe I can get a couple of them kicked out. Got a lot of them that I need to get your way. So anyway, I wanted to talk just for another minute about not only it kind of correlates with what we're going to be doing at the podcast. Oh, wow. That's some pretty nasty sounding hail. Yeah, that was hail. So anyway, it kind of correlates with what we're going to be doing on the podcast, and it also correlates with this whole medical kit situation. So as you guys know, I have been trying to show everybody more inexpensive options for items that are reliable, that they'll work, and I've been successful on a lot of different things. There's really only two. I keep saying there's one. There's only one thing that I say go with the brand name, and I actually realized today there's actually two things that I say, you know what, go with the brand name, go with the known name. The multi-tool is one of them. You know, I really don't know. I don't feel comfortable telling you to get anything other than a Leatherman. I just don't. But there may be something out there that I'm just unaware of. The other thing is little portable power banks. You know, Ankers really aren't that much more expensive than the cheap one, you know, the generic ones. And I will stand behind Anker. They make one hell of a power bank. So those are the two brand names that I would say, yeah, go ahead and go with the brand name. But that's about it. Well, when it comes to these kits, there is in here, and I know you can't really see it, but there's a tourniquet in here, but it's a buckle-style tourniquet, which will work fine. But if you're trying to apply it to yourself, it makes things a little bit rougher. So I wanted a cat-style kind of tourniquet. Well, if you talk about tourniquets to people, if you even bring up the topic of tourniquets, what they're going to do is they're going to tell you, oh, this is what you have to have. You have to have a North American Rescue tourniquet, okay? You have to. And look at the price. Look at the price. Now, there's two in there. I believe there's two in there. I don't understand this because this says 2-pack, 2-count, and then this says, hang on, let me back up. I'm trying to get it to go back to the one. But this says 1-pack and it says 2-count. So I don't know if it really comes with two or if that just really comes with one. But $56.08. Okay, to get the brand name, you know, well-known, well-reputable North American Rescue tourniquet. And, you know, a tourniquet is something that you don't reuse, obviously, right? You throw it away. And so I look at this, and I think $56. Now, and I honestly think that there's only one in there. I could be wrong, but I think there's only going to be one in the pack. And the thing of it is okay, $56 for a tourniquet. Now, when you're not a rich person like us, I don't want to just be able to help one person, okay? I want to help as many people as I possibly can. That's the way it should be. And, you know, Jen and myself, I'm going to work on, as long as we got time and we can afford to, at some point I'm going to be working on IFAKs for us, individual first aid kits. And they're going to be more or less like kind of blowout style kits. And, of course, each one will have a tourniquet, okay? So between the two of us, we'll have 2 tourniquets on our person, okay? Now, that's as long as we got our kit on. Now, in the medical kit, right, I want to be able to have more tourniquets, okay? Because, you know, if you come across something that's really nasty, you know, you might have to put on 2, 3, maybe 4 tourniquets, possibly even more. And I'm talking about, you know, let's say it's a SHTF environment and there's a shootout. That's what I'm talking about. You may have to apply tourniquets to multiple people. So, you know, if we had to do it at $56 a piece, we're not going to be helping too many people. So last night when I had ordered that medical kit, we had a little bit left over after ordering that medical kit, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to look for a tourniquet. And there's a little generic no-name tourniquet here. And $8.99, okay? And you can buy them in multiples, these cheap ones here. 3 of them here for $23.99. I don't know how many's in there. That looks like 4 or so. But it seems like I had saw something that had like 5 of them for like for $30. So you get what I'm saying? You know, for roughly that same price almost, you could have almost 10 of them. versus one. Okay? So, and I guarantee you, if somebody's laying there bleeding out, they don't care whether you're using a $56 tourniquet or a $9 tourniquet. They are not going to care. I can assure you of that. Okay? A tourniquet is not rocket science. Okay? It's not like there's something in there that requires it to you better go with the expensive tourniquet because, you can't what's in there that's going to cause an issue? It's a very simple device, very simple design. Yeah, sure, your strap could break. Probably highly unlikely. But if you've got 10 of them and you have one that the strap breaks, grab another. You've got 9 more. Okay? Now, I messed with this one because this actually came in today, and I put it on my arm earlier and wound it up, tightened it, and I guarantee you I had the blood flow cut off to my arm. And, worked fine. Worked fine. And I put it all back, put it back in the package and all of that. But it works fine. And these are the type of things that I'm talking about. These are the type of things that I want to really hit hard with this podcast I'm going to do, because this is important. Again, it makes no sense to me that you have people out there that will try to pressure you into either not being able to help or only being able to help a little because, you got to have this brand. No, you don't. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's not you know what I had in my bag for a tourniquet? A belt. I've got a broken belt, a broken leather belt in one of our bags, and that's what I had for a tourniquet. Okay? And it would have damn well worked. Plain and simple. It would have worked. It's not rocket science. It's not a complicated device. It's not a, if you really got to have that brand name on it that bad, okay. But I hope you can afford to buy a bunch of them, because that's my intent. My intent is to be able to help as many people as I possibly can. And the cheaper that I can buy items, the more people I can help. So that's kind of what the focus is of that podcast, is being able to do this. And as you guys know, again, I've got a ton of reviews coming for you, and it's all, inexpensive item stuff that you can save a boatload of money on just by not needing to have that brand name. You know what I mean? It makes no sense to me. Not to me. I don't know. But anyway, seems like a decent tourniquet. I don't see anything wrong with it. I looked it over pretty good earlier. Doesn't seem like there's any problems at all with it. $9 a piece on Amazon. So, and like I said, you can buy packs that have. I know I seen one that had like 5 in a pack. So, and I think that was like $30, $29.99 or something for the one that had like 5 in a pack. So, awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. So, let's talk a little bit about the topic. And by the way, I don't think I mentioned this. I had Prepper Nurse 1 is going to be late for his podcast tonight. He's not going to be doing his podcast until 9 p.m. His live stream. Sorry, I've got podcast on the brain. I don't know why. It'd actually be 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, the same time that we close our show. And I'd actually debated, do I want to stay late or not? And I'm not gonna stay the hour late. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off on our normal time. But I wanted you guys to be aware that he will be an hour late tonight on his live stream. And so what I'll probably do is cut out maybe 2 minutes early. And that way we can be over there and ready to moderate and all that good stuff. So, but now Sundays, like I said, Sundays, I personally will not be there to moderate or partake or anything. It is what it is. And I let him know about it earlier today. It's kind of one of those things to where, I'm not going to pass up an opportunity like this. to be a moderator, if you know what I mean. No way, no way. It's an incredible opportunity, and I have to take up on it. So, anyway, let me see. Let me check weather one more time, and then we'll get to talking a little bit. They narrowed the box a little bit. Let me go ahead and click on, get a little closer view. It's just now starting to hit. I think I see some raindrops on the sidewalk. There was a second of intense rotation for a moment there, but it was just a quick second. Let's see. Really not showing much of any rotation. And I am showing some hail, but not anything major. So, probably just be a windstorm, some rain, not a big deal. But I did want to check. Let's see. Not like if I look out the window and see a funnel that Jen can just like jump up and run down the stairs. So that's why I need to be on my toes a little bit more with that. So, because it does take a little bit to get her downstairs. Okay, let me get that closed. And what I was wanting to talk about is the versus mentality here in the U.S. And what I'm talking about is in society here, you've got people that, they've got this issue, and a lot of times it's a special interest issue of some kind, and they try to force people to pick a side, right? You got to pick a side. And we're seeing this happen all throughout our society, even when it comes to private corporations, okay? Places like Chick-fil-A, places like, I'm trying to think of the hobby store that, Hobby Lobby, just any business, you name it. I mean, they're hammering as many businesses as what they possibly can. Hey, do you support this? Do you support that? And then they, either praise the company or chastise the company or whatever the case may be. And it's nonsense, especially when it comes to private corporations, Look, if you like a company, if you like their product or their service, go with it, right? We don't have to be up the butt of every single person and every single business in this country. That's not necessary, right? People should have the right in this country to be able to keep their opinion to themselves if they choose. The problem is there's not enough people choose to do that. But anyway, we have become a versus, society to where you get two choices, and that's it. And that's where I've got the major problem, okay? Because there's often more than two options in a situation. And so to come at me and to say, well, you've got to choose this or this, I'll probably look at you and say, no, I don't. No, I don't. Because I don't play that game. And I don't know if this was done on purpose or if this was just something that kind of came along with it. But I believe that sports has played a huge role in this, because when you've got a baseball game, when you've got a football game, you've got one team against the other. You either root for this team or you root for that team. And you spend enough time in your life doing that, and you will get used to that. You will get used to, okay, I have to pick one or the other, okay? And, think about, let's talk about the Super Bowl, okay? If there's a Super Bowl and it's going to be between, I don't know, I don't care, the Packers and the Bears, okay? If there's a Super Bowl and it's going to be between the Packers and the Bears, but yet you're a Saints fan, okay? All of a sudden, the Saints, let's say they didn't make it into the Super Bowl, and it's going to be Packers and Bears. So, a lot of those Saints fans pick a team, right? Packers or Bears, One of the two's got to win. One of the two's okay. I see a flaw in that logic, and what I'm talking about is the brainwashing of that logic, because it's reinforcing that idea that you have to pick one of two. Okay. Now, you don't see a whole lot of people say, you know what, I'm not even going to watch it because I'm a Saints fan and the Saints aren't in it, so I'm not even going to worry with Super Bowl. How many people do you hear say that? Not many. Not many. So we have been indoctrinated with this. And again, I don't know if this is something that was a part of the social engineering, something that was done specifically on purpose to get us in that mindset. It almost seems that way because we are approached with one or the other with everything today, namely politics. Okay, we can't even get a third-party candidate into the debates, not even for a state. When we had the election, this past election for governor of Illinois, during the campaign and stuff, I supported a candidate by the name of Cash Jackson, and he's a libertarian. And I'm telling you, this guy was a stand-up guy. He was an absolute stand-up guy, and he wanted to fix this state. I truly believe he did. And, they let him into the first debate. And to be real honest, he wiped the walls with his counterparts. Hands down, wiped the walls. And even, and this is the crazy thing, even the, whatever you want to call it, the moderator or whatever it is, the lady that, the host, whatever it is you call that particular position, even she was trying to run him into the ground. And that was mind-blowing to me. That person should be completely non-biased. And even she was trying to run him into the ground. And he was the only one on stage that had sensible answers for anything. The only one. And I'll be damned if that was the last debate he was allowed in. They didn't allow him in any of the other debates. So I look at this, and I have to think that it's lumped in. It's a part of the social engineering in this country, because they've got us good when it comes to politics. They've got us good because they've got a pretty high percentage of people that firmly believe, well, it's either Democrat or Republican. There's no other choice. Well, if you go vote for that party there, well, you're just giving your vote away to that party. The Democrats say that, the Republicans say that. They both say that, right? Back at this last presidential election, it was, a vote for, third party is a vote for Democrats, right? Republicans would say that. Democrats would say a vote for third party is a vote for Republicans. No, it's not. It's a vote for the person they voted for. Period. To me, that is one of the most disgusting tactics that I've ever seen in politics. Trying to discourage somebody for voting who they firmly believe in, just simply because you want them to vote for who you cheer on. That's ridiculous and selfish. But, and that's why I haven't voted. By the way, I had somebody come at me with that. A friend of mine, he's still a friend of mine. He came at me with that, and I said, okay. If I'm going to go vote third party, and you're saying that vote is going to be for the Democrats, then, I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to vote. Nobody will get my vote. And every election, I make sure to remind him that nobody's getting my vote. Because I can't vote for who I want. See, it's all a bullcrap game anyway. Let's just be honest here. Okay? But, I see the symbolism in it, and that's important. But we have to understand, it's bogus. Okay? I guarantee you that Trump probably broke records when it came to him being elected. I wouldn't doubt if Trump had the number one highest percentage of votes than any president in the history of the United States. I would not doubt that for a second. Okay, but as far as you and I were told, it was a close race. But isn't it always? Isn't it always? Pay attention to elections and how close they claim the races are. I mean, that might work for 50% of the time, but really? Like 90 to 99% of the time? I don't think so, Skipper. I don't think so. But nonetheless, this is a mentality that is here in our society, and it's something that we have to be careful of. I applied it to things like, businesses and special interests or politics, but this actually covers a whole lot more than that. Okay? A whole lot more than that. We could take items as well, right? Talk about prepping items. Oh, well, you've got to have a Benchmade knife or a Spyderco. You've got to choose one. Benchmade or Spyderco. I've got an SOG. See what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people that will do that. A lot of people that will do that for a lot of different things. Oh, well, you either got to have a Colt or a Glock. Whatever. I'm just throwing stuff out there. Don't let people do that to you. Don't let people do that to you. And speak out. Speak out when people do, because that's the only way we can fix this. Okay, this versus mentality, right? And especially the ones which is the majority, to where you're given one of two options, it's very dangerous. Very, very, very dangerous. So it's just something I wanted to bring up and talk about today. I think that's an important topic. I really do. We've got to be careful of that. Because most of the time, when people do that, when they give you two choices, they're trapping you. Okay, and that could be simply trapping you into buying a particular brand of product, or it could be trapping you into voting for a particular person, or any other multitude of things that involves that mentality. And I mean, it's it's unreal. It's unreal. It's rampant in this country, and it's a dangerous thing. It's a very destructive thing. You've got choices, and it's important that we train our minds to look for those choices, especially for SHTF, for prepping, for survival. You need to have your brain trained to look for as many options as possible, because options are good. Options are good. And, I think this is extremely important, something that we all need to address on an individual level. Remember, I've said it a million times, there's a lot of stuff that starts within us. If we want to make this country a better place, if we want to truly make America great again, it doesn't start with who we vote for. It doesn't start who says the slogan. It starts in our own homes, in our own hearts, in our own minds. That's where it starts. That's where we make America great again. It doesn't matter if we got a president, all of Congress, and even all of the news media saying, make America great again. It's bullcrap if the majority of Americans are crappy. Fixing this country, like many, many other things, has to be done from the ground up, not from the top down. Okay, so that's why it's imperative that if we want to improve the state of this nation, that we start within our own homes, in our own hearts, in our own minds, raising our own children properly. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Not by handing overreaching powers to a government entity and begging them to be your daddy, which is largely what I see on both sides of the aisle. Options. There's usually always multiple options. Don't let anybody make you choose one of two. Anyway, let's let's go ahead and do a little bit of news here and get on with the show. Have me another sip. All right. And I think I said this first headline here last night before the end of the show. Oh well, doesn't matter. 66% of U.S. college grads regret their education, a study finds. U.S. signs new conventional weapons destruction agreement with Ukraine. Man shot 10-month-old girl. Man shot 10-month-old girl shot in head after her mother rejected him at a party. I kid you not. Yeah, and this is like the second incident like that. Like a month prior, I guess he was dating some other girl, and I guess they split up or whatever, and he fired rounds into her new boyfriend's home. So, like, in a month's time, this is like the second incident to where he fired rounds. Now, the little girl's recovering. She had some bullet fragments removed from her head. She was listed in critical but stable condition, the last I know. I hope she's okay. I hope she'll be okay. Please, send some thoughts and prayers the way of that little bitty girl. That's ridiculous. That's a shame. Of course, this is California. If it's crazy, you can pretty well bet California or Florida. So, it's crazy. It is crazy. This guy, he shouldn't see the light of day again. And when I say that, I don't mean behind bars either. That's crazy. Crazy. Just because she rejected him, right? That's it. Ridiculous. Netanyahu boasts hundreds of anti-Iran ops in Syria as Russia reminds to love thy neighbor's security. A U.S. Navy officer jailed for trying to arrange sex with deaf 12-year-old is tapped for promotion. Now, when you read the article, it goes into a little bit more. There's several people that's listed on that, opportunity for that promotion. I really doubt that this guy is going to be the one that gets it, especially considering that he's currently serving time in federal prison for trying to arrange that sex deal. It's not likely in any way that guy's going to get it. But it is kind of crazy that he's even on the list, or at least was. I'm sure his name's going to be removed. It's probably already gone by now. But pretty crazy. And this is the importance of media right here. It shows the importance of media, because there will be a ton of people raising hell about that, and that's what's going to cause that guy's name to get pulled out of there. Is because people are going to raise hell. Like I said, you guys are amazing. You guys are incredible. And when I say you guys, I'm talking about we the people, right? We've got a voice. We've got a whole hell of a lot of power. We are the ones that are in charge. I think many of us just kind of forgot that. So, but seems like we're remembering. There's so many awesome things in the news here anymore, with things that get turned around, wrong things that get made right, because we the people stand up and make it known. That's awesome. Good job. Great job. That's awesome. We just accelerate it. Let's see. Iraq won't let U.S. strike Iran from its territory. That's like big news, right? Believe me, there is more big news coming when it comes to that whole Iran, Middle East, Persian Gulf kind of thing. And I'll tell you what, it's just as I've been reporting on, the U.S. isn't as quite as welcome over there as what, our U.S. government wants to make you think that they are. You'll see that here momentarily. A U.S. official hints at excluding Seoul from intel on North Korea over Huawei. Okay, South Korea is another country that's kind of pulled away a little bit because of the lies and the bogus stuff of the U.S. and the Pentagon. It's crazy. I really honestly think that South Korea and North Korea have been doing a lot of talking. ever since they've had that peace summit thing. I have a feeling that they keep in regular communication. I really do. And I noticed there was a change in attitude between, South Korea and the United States after that summit. So it's good. We need to get along. There's no reason why we can't all get along, and there's no reason why we shouldn't all get along. It's the governments that have issues with one another. They need to lock themselves up in a steel cage and go at it, right? Leave everybody else out of it. India rolls out red carpet for companies leaving China due to trade war with U.S. Russia to lay down its first amphibious assault ship in 2021. U.S. and North Korea in talks to arrange third Trump-Kim summit, Moon says. Moon says. Notice that? That's what I'm saying. North Korea and South Korea are in communication. That's an incredibly awesome thing. It truly is. But you notice that it's him that made this announcement instead of Trump or Kim. I'm just saying, they're talking. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. 4 ISIS members en route to U.S. via Mexico arrested in Nicaragua. Something to tuck back in the back of your head. I'm telling you, they've been getting up in here. And just like when Trudeau welcomed with open arms the quote-unquote white helmet refugees into Canada, I guarantee you that if they haven't already, they're going to be coming down to the United States through the northern border. I assure you of that. Scientists create artificial muscle that functions like the real thing. That is awesome. That is an important medical technology to have. That is going to really help a lot of people. Talks with U.S. is their way of deceiving Iran, says Supreme Leader Khamenei. Or Khamenei, I'm not sure how they say that. Google is trying to rig the election in 2020, says Trump. Here's one of them pay attention. UAE refuses, that's United Arab Emirates, okay? Refuses to accuse any nation of tanker attacks without proof as U.S. points finger at Iran. Remember, I was saying a little while back when, before this happened with these tankers, there was another set of tankers that something happened to prior to this, okay? And, of course, the United States was all over there, Iran, right? And UAE pretty much wouldn't entertain them at all. And I mean the United States when I said wouldn't entertain them. Now they're flat coming out and saying, we are not going to play this game. Not without proof. Let's see. Won't hesitate to pull muscle flexing trigger in defense. North Korea blasts U.S. sanctions policy. We'll do what's in our national interest. Indian Foreign Minister to Pompeo on buying S-400s from Russia. See, another Middle Eastern country, okay, that's not going to put up with it. Not going to put up with it. It's not looking good. It's really not. And I really wish that our military and the military-industrial complex would just knock it off. When I say our military, I don't mean the members of our military. I'm talking about the Pentagon, the leaders, the commanders. I wish they would just knock it off. This is ridiculous. We don't have to be at war. We don't. Just because it's economical for them. It's not for the rest of us. But they make a fortune off of it. It's ridiculous. U.S.-Iran war wouldn't last very long. Not talking boots on the ground, says Trump. And again, why are we doing this? What's the point? Seriously, what is the point? Just like there was no weapons of mass destruction in Afghanistan, there's no boogeyman here. What is the point? To get the answer to that, you got to ask the central banking system. They know what the point is. Sri Lanka leader reinstates execution for drug crimes, orders death of 4 convicts. Kind of crazy, huh? And this is news I never thought I'd be bringing you. Really, seriously, honestly. This is one of those areas that I was as wrong gets. For now. Bubble blaster. Bitcoin skyrockets towards 13,000 as frenzy grips crypto market. I never thought we were ever going to see Bitcoin hit that high again, and I don't know where it's at like right this moment. We'll take a quick peek and look. I honestly never thought, well, not too far from that, 12,342. So not quite too far. I never thought it was going to even be over, 10,000 again. So I still wouldn't advise people to invest in it, but it is surprising me. I have to say that. Unexplained disruptions see multiple jets losing GPS signal in Israeli airspace. That's kind of interesting information there. Ukraine exits in protest after PACE confirms full restoration of Russian voting rights. U.S. threatens Turkey with economic ramifications over Russian missile defense deal. 2 countries, Turkey and India, that are getting the S-400s and really don't care what the U.S. thinks about it. It's a crime. Mueller terminated messages between FBI agents Strzok and Page, says Trump. Florida cities pay out $1 million in Bitcoin to ransomware hackers. Crazy. Donald Trump warns U.S. Women's World Cup star Megan Rapinoe not to disrespect the flag. This is ridiculous. Whatever happened to the First Amendment? Hey, I'm not saying that I want people to disrespect the flag. That's not what I'm saying. Not at all. But we have to understand that if we want freedom for ourselves and our personal opinions, we have to allow that for others too. Because it goes further than just disrespecting. She apparently said that she would not, if they win, whatever the hell it is they do, if they win, that she would not be going to the White House. Well, big deal. Why even respond to the libtard? Why even respond to pink hair? Why? Why? I personally wouldn't have gave her the time of day. Whatever, but, that's trampling on rights, and I've got an issue with that. I've got a big issue with that. Chances are very high, when you're talking First Amendment rights, chances are very high you're not going to agree with the person exercising their rights. Unless you're hanging around with your little bubble of opinion. But, come on, we have to get real here, folks. We can't demand the rights of others be taken and expect that we're going to keep our own. It doesn't work that way. Trump tells CNN reporter his conversations with Putin are none of her business. Well, I don't know how much news this is, how much this is news, so to speak. This I have less issue with because, if Trump and Putin are talking, maybe they're discussing something that quite frankly isn't their business, or something that's sensitive in content, I don't know. It seems to me like there's a lot of nitpicking going on. A lot. By both sides. By both sides. It's crazy. It's like a bad soap opera. Let's see. Online war between liberals and conservatives in the U.S. obscures real threat of government censorship. I would agree. But that's the plan. The plan is to keep people bickering back and forth between one another using those two choices that we talked about earlier. Okay? So that you never address the real culprit. That's the plan, and it works well. They've been doing it for a long time. Let's see. I put out a few tweets since I opened up this page, so let me go ahead and bring those up. Trump blasts Iranian authorities as not smart, says war with Tehran would not last long. That kind of goes in correlation with another article that I had read the headline. Russian military aware of preparations for info war against top brass. That's kind of a important thing to note. And Venezuelan authorities thwart new coup attempt. So that's back in the news. Venezuela. Let me see what else came out here. I see two things up there, or three actually. U.S. can't attack Iran without European support, says former Italian Foreign Minister Frattini. Buried alive, trapped in bear den, Russian living corpse spurs fake news mania worldwide. Have no idea what the hell that's all about. Reddit quarantines popular pro-Trump forum hours before first Democratic debate. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Wow. Wow. Mind-blowing. And that's Reddit. Reddit. I'm telling you, folks, and that's why I'll say it again. If you come here and our channel no longer exists, go to thewatchmannews.com. We'll keep you updated on what's going on. We will continue what we do, one way or another. If I've got to set up folding chairs in my backyard and all of you come on here and we do the damn news, we'll damn well do it. We'll damn well do it. Right? But just remember that. Just remember that if you show up on YouTube one day to come watch the show and it says our channel's been nuked, go to thewatchmannews.com and we'll work it out from there. So, anyway, that's pretty much what I have for you. We'll go ahead and get into the regular show here. For those that are here for the live show, stick around, don't go anywhere. We'll be live till 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Well, technically tonight, maybe about 7:57 p.m., but hey, who's counting? And if you're just here for the monologue and you're watching the recording later on, thank you very much. As always, God bless you, we love you, and be one with your spirit.